All right. So group dynamics, we talk about a group that is two or more people who share common definition, evaluation of themselves, and they behave in accordance with such definition that you have given. Then we moved on to Oxford Dictionary, meaning Merriam-Webster, all the same, speaking of people coming together. All right. Then we move to group dynamics itself. So the group dynamics refers to interaction, the interactive nature of individuals within the context, interaction between individuals within the group, what it takes, whether it's face-to-face or it is the other. So we'll be looking at other forms where groups can be in touch. We'll look at those areas too. All right. Then again, you go to the features of it, the form, you go to where the rules are applied, and you come to the main features of it as well. And so the elements of group dynamics, as I hinted you, it means you're looking at the rubrics, the encomiums, the things that you put into the groups to make it progressive, to make it ongoing, to make it lovely. One, you have to check the way you talk, the way you disseminate your information, that's communication. Two, you have to look at the various individuals concerned, the personalities involved. You have to understand that the humans involved are very important. Managing them is very important. Then you have to also look at it from the angle that people that come from different backgrounds, and you have to appreciate people coming from different backgrounds. And once that is done, it also helps you to listen to people, give opportunity to people, celebrate differences, different views, improve your skill as well. Then evaluate your approach that you use. Again, look at the leadership, the kind of people that come into leadership, look at it very well. Also, education. You have to also try as much as possible to bring in service training, get resource persons. Always try to evaluate yourself through skill training and development. Then again, you go to understanding how the group operates. And with this way, you can have 4 critical areas of forming, storming, norming, performance. Right. So this is rightly put here carefully, the features of a group. 1, the storming, the norming, the performing, and the adjournment. But again, you should understand that the first one is a forming. You need to first of all come together before you can form the group. So the storming stage, that is reading from the screen, intra-group conflicts are the essential part of the stage. I'm glad that Dr. Awuku-Gyammpoh is taking you through this area, the storming stage, how you manage the internal heat. So members accept the group's existence, but there is resistance to the group's constraints on individualities, and there are also conflicts over who will control the group. This stage is very complete. The group will have a relatively clear leadership hierarchy if that stage is. For example, yesterday I was on one of the schools' platform, and they were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I hinted that, look, as a group, if you don't have interim leaders, IMC, there's no way you can draw a constitution, because someone says this and that person says, how can 20 people draw a constitution? So first of all, get your leadership. Once you have your leadership, then the next stage will be select a 3-member committee to go and draft the constitution. Until the constitution is drafted, So the storming stage will come, but once you overcome that process, you are likely to move on. Then you go to normal. Normal is at least a stage, close relations. Now they are coming, they are going through the cohesiveness, trust is being developed among the group. At this stage, it completes. Once this stage is complete, then you should be sure that you are solidifying the group, you are simulating the standard, the expectations are all coming to play there. So the normative period, the period by which you try to bring that bond. Then once the bond is established, then the fourth stage is likely to happen, the performance. The people are going to now fully function. You're going to now accept the group. And in the group, the energy will be moved in getting to know and getting to understand each other. It's so important. Other scholars have added fifth stage to this area of performance, but let's go to the adjourning. To the adjourning, it says that the group development process is complete on the performing stage, but you still must go on. And when the groups are performing, their development process is automatically complete. But this stage is the temporary group and having characterized by concern with wrapping up activities rather than task performance. They wrap up the activities. Okay, what do you do here? We have performed, but what do you do? Did we achieve our objectives? Now it goes like evaluating the process that you use, the strategies that you use. And it's a term that always comes to meetings. Can we adjourn? Can we adjourn the meeting? And in this discussion, or even not this discussion, in our next presentation, full presentation, we're going to look at how you can take a minute at a meeting, and how you can chair a meeting as a leader, as a catechist, as an agent, and really allow people to bring out their views. And we're going to experiment some of these things. I try my best to make this practical as possible. All right. So factors affecting the group. There are 4 strong areas that automatically would affect every group. 1, psychological force, the friction. Now you go to the associational force. Then another one that, yes, everyone can experience it, past experience. Then the last one, goals and ideologies. Goals and ideologies. These are factors affecting group dynamics. Quickly, bringing some definitions so you can understand it. Let's pick it from the associational forces from the bottom. Associational forces, we're looking at the impact of family, geographical habitation, peers group, traditions, customs, religion on the individual. Direct their actions and whatever they do in the group. Associational. Where from these people? Where do they learn? Which people influence their lives? What tradition do they find themselves? What religion do they belong to? The forces of their affiliation can affect the group and the functions of the group and the dynamics of the group and the exuberance of the group. Ebi nipa ni free no, ebetumi anya nsusanso ewe group no so. Nje ya ati nipa bi ase, ebi omo free. Ya ati ase. The next area is goals and ideology. Goals and ideology. What are your objectives? The motives. And how do we align with that of the whole group? So this is where people will agree, others will disagree, and some will be so uninterested or maybe unwilling to even go through the whole process, goals and ideology. those factors. Not dream our day back. Catechist training, I'll be a dream band our day back catechist training. A bit to me affect you, but it can help you to finish quickly and it can help you to be delaying a little bit. Then they pick again last, the past experience. How did you develop? What did you go through? What did you learn? How has life treated you? What did you value? What were your perception? And now what is it? And what is your attitude? This can also affect the whole group's performance. Psychological. How have you psyched yourself about your protection, your status, your experience? How do you think people accept you? Do you have low self-esteem, or you feel you are accepted in the community? Do you feel that people are going to accept you or they will not accept you? And the other time I shared with you Maslow's theory, and that made you to also see how it goes. So this affects your dependability, your reliability, your involvement in the group. So know that no individual can form your psychological setup. It's yourself. There are certain things that you need to take from your mind and believe that you are also somebody that the Lord loves, and that will make you being appreciated in the public domain. Now, this will be a question that will be solved in our discussion today. To what extent do you agree that group dynamics are critical for organizational successes? I'm using the word organization because what you are learning now, I don't just see it as a way of applying it to your church community, your small congregation, but I see this to be something that you would apply even in your daily life and your daily bread, in sustaining your daily bread, the source of your daily bread. So in an organization, how would you agree to maintain the success of such organization? And I always tell people that if you want to look at a church as a private entity, you're going to be in a serious trouble. You must see the church as a business entity. Don't get me wrong. You must see the church as a business entity that makes spiritual profit for God. Until you see it like that, and if you're like, I sorry, yeah, once this comes to mind, remember that you are a disadvantage to the kingdom of God. Oh yes, so what are group dynamics? So the second part will be, what are group dynamics and how can you manage and improve your team's performance through enhanced dynamics? So you can just take a screenshot. Yes, this question would have been given you or can be given you to look at it and solve it, but I'm going to solve it for you. All right. So the first one is to what extent do you agree that group dynamics are critical? So we're going to look at the critical factors of group dynamics. In other words, we're going to look at the significance of group dynamics. So one, the significance of groups to organizations. Groups to organizations. So once you know the significance of the groups, then you surely understand that when you put the elements together, they will also facilitate your group. Now, if there is a group and you observe all the needed things in the group, the group is likely to assist members to feel better emotionally. They feel better emotionally. You understand why I'm giving you these areas, because sometimes you are not able to perform because you feel you cannot communicate. You cannot perform better because you feel that you are not accepted in that area. You have not psyched your mind to work towards the success of the group. Number two, once the group employs all dynamics, it increases this kind of creativity, initiative. People are ready to use their talent to achieve a particular goal. The next one is that it also helps, as I said in the first area, to take away weaknesses of the leader. If the group is so strong, it takes away the observable weakness of even the supervisor. If the supervisor isn't strong, if the head isn't strong and the group is very vibrant, they work at all times. But once the group is not so dynamic, so strong, we are able to see, no, the leadership isn't strong. Meanwhile, it is a group that is also not strong. Right. So it also helps in creating communication channels for individuals. So whatever you need, you bring to the group and the group work together and they're able to understand themselves. Okay. Again, when the group is strong, it relieves the group of other or additional workload because everyone is doing something and it helps in reducing workload. The next one, again, if you have the group and the group is so effective, it reduces problems, especially in larger organizations like a church, your district. If the groups in the district are working, if the locals are working, the district is free. If the locals are not working, if the organizations are not working, if the groups are not working, then it means the district will suffer. The seventh one, it allows individuals to control each other, which may be more effective than the control of the supervisors. So that all those in the group will become each other's keeper. And once that is done, we are safer and we go beyond the limitations. It again ensures job satisfaction and stability. I keep using the organizational term job satisfaction. Just take it, for example, you are in an organization and you do not know your left from right of the organization. You are not able to perform. But once you are taught what to do, you go and straight away you get on the job and you master the position which has been given you. And that makes you enjoy your job. And that makes you stable. It provides an effective decision making in case the decision making process operates accurately. Yes. So that also helps. There's a paper that we plan publishing. I'm sure we'll bring it out. Decision making and what informs people's decision making. And the findings are very interesting to me that when environment is cool, the people they are with, so that you can have a group. And if the group is strong and the group collaborates so well, they are well able to make informed decisions. And you would tell me, you should confirm or disagree with me that your current position or what you do for life came as a result of the people you associated yourself with, the group you found yourself with. They really informed your decision making. And so it is good to ensure that our groups function very well. Again, let us move to approaches for enhancing group dynamics. how you can build your group. Number one is building a strong communication channel. So build communication. Number two is create a team charter. It's so important that you need to build communication. So simply, the building of the communication is to encourage people to share their views. And how do you share their views? In building that communication, you should understand that there are the quiet type and there are the outspoken type. As a leader of the group, you must be very tactical enough to make sure that all persons' voices are heard. It's so important that people, they can dominate in a discussion, and so it makes others feel so inferior. It makes them feel their voice can never be heard. If you are the leader of the group, you must always encourage, which is why in the church we try as much as possible that during Bible studies, go into your smaller groups and ensure that the sub group leaders are trained prior to the main period. Don't think that, the leaders have learned the thing at home, and so they are conversant with the Bible study. So Mondays, go under the tree. Tuesdays, come to the altar. Wednesdays, go to where the YPG sits. Thursday, to where the men's fellowship sits. Those Bible study leaders, are you even available? You're not even aware whether they are available. So one gets up and the person hasn't even come to church for 3 months. The person gets up and is going to lead this group. All the skills are gone and dead. And so you must always try. Sometimes if you have a Bible study, the group leaders try to meet them before the Sunday. Meet them before the Sunday. This time we have various means of meeting the people, not necessarily coming all the way to the chapel. You have other means. You can use Big Blue. You can use Zoom. You can use Skype. You can use any of the current trend or current communication channel to try to build that communication with your leadership before Sunday. So once they do that in the group, you encourage them to let people, someone can read, someone can pray before they start, another person can write what you discuss, others can also repeat a verse in the Bible, to just make sure people come out. People come out to read something. All right. So the next one is to create the charter, and that is also to say that if you create a team charter and offer clearly defined roles, you could motivate team members to address their responsibilities and work together more effectively. More effective. So define the roles and encourage members. Let them know their responsibilities. Let them know what they are supposed to do. And once they do that, they are clear. Again, you need to address problems swiftly. Address problems promptly. It's so important that conflicts can happen in any group. As the days go by, you meet them. But when you meet them, Mami Sofo, Mama Catechist, Yebeka, problem no cherewa, and Kase Nyame Beye. Say the Nyame Dipa, Nyame Chiniawa. But once the problem comes, it's okay. I'm coming meet this evening. Okay, right. Let me see what I can do. Give me 2 days, and let me see how it goes. Somebody was sharing a story, said he had a problem. He told a friend, and it's 2 years now. They have not even called the case. When this happens in a group, it collapses the group. Address the challenge immediately. Immediately. Encourage open discussions of conflicts and help guide the team to a resolution, allowing your team to return to a state of positive group dynamics. So once you do that, okay, let's meet as a group. Please try to come. I'll check the role and let's make sure this is resolved once and for all. Good. The next one is enhance group culture. I did say that in the opening statement. Create a workplace that supports employee well-being. So I'm using the word employee in a sense that in the church, see yourself as a CEO or the employer. And all those in the group, see them as workers of God. If they are workers of God, then you must seek their well-being, seek their success, and they will be serious to work. Me say sorry no. Hunu say eye nyame business o. Hunu say obi na suma ne baba ko no be wuyi o. Ena ne ba no ye ka no asem de bia. Enti misraw o pese de bia ye biti sa oba ne suba yakopo ba no asem de a. And ye misraw ma environment no ye healthy. Kasade o. Kasade ode amo tete omo nimu oye mo nimu kusukusu sa na musio sa mo ma so mo baba mo mra mo ma fa me ho me Presbyterian church be tia me ka oh me nia Catechist me nia so fwe there be ojumaye ni bia ni wa one na jumaye fo be kasa se ya ombe koso aba ombe pe juma foforo value diversity and think about how you can build trust and respect among the team members. The word is respect. And Kofonwa Udi Omanimono, a Yamin Iowa and then near fro mama, and then near fro papa. Ebi sin, ebi any sin. Oh, yes. Ebi man or your pet. A mom, a don't be a dumb won't and near fro papa, Catechist, mama, Catechist, papa, suffer, mama, suffer. Enti ayena ono aywadwe so kasa na wonte papa no kasa na the voice no mba papa anase and onkura ka bi na se bi ebru se bi anya do oni sika bi na wontumi kura meche wadeda. That is not the center of the message. Eya ono so buni kakra wate de a obepra pradem ono ya de bia ono na mo ohia mama no osresre no o pepe no pa wasam wo. Think about how you build trust and how you respect people and how people can also respect others. It's so important. Always pay attention. Always pay attention. Omokasa, pay attention to your team and know what's going on. It's so important. Strengthen positive behaviors like successful collaboration, sharing of ideas, trust and respect. Strengthen positive behaviors like successful collaboration, sharing of ideas, trust and respect. It's so important. The next one, look out for unacceptable behaviors and be ready to address them right away. Right away. Idea unacceptable, the unacceptable. Idea unacceptable. It is not acceptable. Idea Emma Kuning Cosson, they say you oh, I'm so far away. I'm you na ke yenisi anka nsanke bebo apa o na yenko yenim o sere na o ya de pa o sere na o correct nipa no kama pa na timi boa obi o wa hunu papa onim sa de we amoa osi o na me kokase si anso you know you have to say it so that it will help you and it will push the group forward. Now we move to the next one. Business communication. I'm using the term business. So it's not just any communication that I'm talking about. I'm using the term business communication. So what is business communication? I'm using business because you are dealing with a partner and you want to maintain that partnership. So that's business. In business, you maintain customer satisfaction. And in real business, you look at competitive advantage, how you can, you have a lot of water brands. Why would you use a particular water, bottled water, even when you go to Ghana or you're here in America? Why would you use a particular brand? Because you feel that water communicates something. It is so nice, it's so sweet. And each time you took it, you had that refreshing moment. And so you're going to take it. So it is that when you are sending out information to your group, to your company, to your customers, what are you sending? What you are sending out is a communication. You are communicating, sending out information. You're sending out information. So the information you are sending, you need to make sure you package it very well. For example, you are writing an email to a friend. You are writing an email to a church member. You're writing an email to a group member. You're writing an email, you're dropping a line. You're dropping a line to your presbyter, your catechist, your senior minister. What are some of the words that you should use? Hey, where are you? No. Dear Catechist Eunice, please, are you doing well? I hope you're doing so good. I did not see you, so I decided to check on you. Please, I hope all is well. I mean, that kind of the content of that mail that you send to a friend, the group member, the session members, the presbyter, would even make the person so cool. Hello, my dear friends, my colleagues. Oh, my senior. Oh, don't go say a small boy. Just say a group where you have communication. Communication, you think that in your context you understand, but the receiver may receive it in a different way. So the act of exchanging information, so everyone's clear. Everyone is clear on what is said, so that everyone is okay with what is said. It's so important. The expression, channeling, receiving, interchanging of ideas in industries, as it is being said by other authors in business communication. Business communication is actually a course that is done. Yes, it's a course. It's a course, a special course. Somebody can go to the university and do masters in business communication. And that's it. It's so important. And so if you are a catechist and this is your line, that this phone line is your phone line, and then they call, hello, when you minimo, oh, media munja samo sabi munkwasa seven no hang it, baby. Once that is your line, and you know that this line, nobody will call you for anything, because when they call you, they know your status as a catechist. Hello, asumdwe nkan papachomo to saying show no be phone ho ye. Oh mama, I am you. You okasa ya kra na me hu ye na okay, I said o number no men save na udin no na wabo ni din no. Anya wan die bodin abi o bodi am de ni sa time no ma wo na wa hange na wa to akire. No. Asa agro na ugu asore. Interaction between the manager and the employees improves. That is once you are able to communicate very well. When you interact very well, the performance will increase. Because ubi wa ofro phone so o pick ya kan bi kwana sada no na so be ubu afu ho maybe ma ubu for ya men pick phone call. Enye force kra. Oga Sabre new church member be no aba no afro phone e ja ka ono kra o problem bi a wo fro kra mpo no response ka de man no keke no etimi bu ni panabe. All right, so once you interact very well, the group performs very well, the organization performs very well, and it reduces errors. It's important. And there are some basic forms of communication, but I prepared for 5, but in one of the searches, I found 4, and they said verbal, non-verbal, written, and electronic. But let's go further. The different forms of communication, as I said, the 4th one. Look at this one. This one also has 5th one. It says written, in person, verbal, non-verbal, visual. Written, in person. So the written one can be electronic. The other one they brought electronic. That's why I was also bringing the digital form of it. Sometimes just an SMS can communicate very well, and others can also make a serious case out of it. So know what you are testing. When you write what you are writing, read it again, because you are communicating. You're communicating. As a catechist, if you are sending information, sometimes it sometimes happens to me. Sometimes I'm so busy somewhere and I need to send some information. I will send it. I think I left S or I left there. So to avoid that, you have to draft your message in advance. Maybe send it to yourself or send it to, a different number, or send it to your email. Read it over and over. When you're ready, set it. When you're ready, you pick it and you just post it, so that you don't rush to send anything that is meaningless. Written communication is very important. In person, and that is face to face. That's personal communication. That is personal. That's a personal communication. Then you go to verbal. Which is why, well, in all cases, it is still, but well, we may have to argue why they brought in the personal communication. But verbal communication, good. Other areas support that. Non-verbal, correct. Visual, visible signs of things that you see, they also communicate. Some of the non-verbal communication to obiba ho omuna wani na ati wasa wasumwa no sa go on ma onya aware class wasumna no. You're not even aware that you found your face, but always look into the mirror. You have your phone that can let you see your face. So look at your face and see whether you're smiling. But wear some smiles on your face, and that is also very, very good. A church member is celebrating an anniversary. It doesn't matter your mood. You must still smile. You must be happy. Be happy with them. It's so important. So these are areas that you can read more on, that written communication, and that those things will be running through, which is why an area like writing a minute, because any of you can go into a meeting. It's okay. Today you write a minute. Writing a minute has a formula. It has a criteria. It has a modern style of writing a minute. Sometimes we call meeting, as a minute, as a year transcribing. And this one said that, and that one said that, and when this idea came, and the other person brought the idea, and that person also asked the Oma commentary. Writing a minute is a different style. You get to know some skills, some words that you have to use in writing a minute. We need to learn this, and that will help us. I said that, well, by divine nature, God made me take this course. I never put myself in the business subjects, but divinely, I was given this course to take. So we'll also make good use of it. So what is the importance of business communication? Employees are engaged. It prevents conflicts. It channels competition properly. Yes, if you communicate very well, you're always on top of issues. And don't get me wrong, but please understand that wherever your congregation is or wherever your church is, you're competing with other churches. Unfortunately, we are very content. Sometimes contentment is good, but in business terms, contentment is a disadvantage, right? You must understand that the kind of message you are delivering in your pulpit, others are delivering it in a different style. And last Sunday, I was telling my wonderful people, youth, a group that is so much on my heart, so much on my heart. And I was telling them that, a way to keep the youth in the church, give them what they cannot get anywhere. Give them what they cannot get anywhere, and try to have a youth service, try to have a fair service, whether it is 4 people or 6 people, start from it and make it look international. The youth to bring their friends. Because yes, our friends, our children, our brothers, our sisters, they go to school with different nationals, and they do tell us they are going to friends' party, and they go and they see different people coming to the party. Oh yes, in fact, call party and a graduation party being kohun say Ghana from quality ho. I see other nationals, and when they come, they perform. So why can't we use the same style? Your mark quadruple school sang so beko youth no when you Ghana phone I don't have any problem with that. But I feel that we can go beyond that. I just feel we can go beyond that. So what is that canker? What is that demon? What is that spirit that is preventing us, being on a land like America? And we can have an international church. We can have a youth service that is full of people from other areas, other African nations, and even some other like getting Black Americans or getting people who are white to come and fellowship with our friends. What are the inconveniences that we cannot put into our service to do that? So you must understand that I didn't think a one-man church be betting sorry be now when you're different nationals, Nigeria for Cote d'Ivoire, so Ivorian, so then the young dear yebeba bibia yebeka twisa oka bravo krobi said in the manner some mission tree. I was so the people of God, the channels, the communication should be channeled in such a way that we can get people, go ye therefore and make disciples of all nations. If we don't check our business communication, we will turn up remaining the same and discipline. And this I call this one sheep stealing. The person moves from New York to Ohio, and it's a Presbyterian, so gets to Presby. The person moves from Ohio to California, from California to America, from Ghana to America, from California to Australia. And it's the same people. Nah, we're not getting new members. We're not getting new faces. Nothing. Oh, Papa, you see, me need just you. See, me was Cincinnati. Okora. You see, me a friend is saying Washington D.C. Just we are not getting new members. Nothing. Can we check the channels? Can we check and maintain customer and client relationship with other part? So our student can bring their friends. So our student can bring their friends from other nationals, so that the first service will be full of the youth, and we can tell them, "Hey, sorry." Oh, would the church agree? Would the youth agree to help? And would the leadership and the adult agree or say that, yes, I'm penny for, a bayan penny for, so, because the business part of the church, I am Bob, mebu no, ye domusa, dear, on the quadra churches. So, Messi down on the call. Abrocha, sorry, First Presbyterian Church, California. Now, 1 hour, no upon sorry. Hey, 1 hour, no, what is it? What me sorry. Me and Ambisa, I was having Mr. Abu, maybe a Ghana, but you're preaching here how many minutes? No, almost 20 minutes. Oh, no, Miss Jimmy, no, me 19 minutes. Me, yeah. So, the formula, the procedure, everything is written. The pastor reads this, the pastor does that, this person does this, the pastor leads us to take that. Hey, Openi, and ya feel be general, no be praises. I feel will be preaching. Debut 1 hour near we could now. Now we say, oh, I see. And the day they were sorry, you to me, I could transfer them 3 hours near to a baby, so I cry empty my phone number. Bia Petamako. Let's maintain customer and client relation. Let's build better company culture. Let's build it. And once we do that, our church will move and grow. These are elements that I compared them from various platforms and I picked two of them. So importance of communication, you can see them. Left, right, left, right. You can pick any of them that you want. It helps you increase the sale. Oh, yes. Why am I bringing sales here? Mesi mi bisa sɛ wokɔ shop a de nti na ya wotɔ a particular thing. De nti na ya wotɔ adeɛ bi. Saa na tie wɔ asɔre o. Wanyɛ wɔ asɔre o, obi amma o. Ɛnyɛ bonsam bi na ɛyɛ wo. Ɛnyɛ ɔbɛyifoɔ bi na ɛyɛ wo. Wanyɛ wɔ asɔre yi a obi amma o. Kasadɛ o. And ebetumi ama wɔ asɔre na akɔ so. Help in retaining client. I'm so serious about client retention, customer retention. Ebeye den asɔre ma no from some your customers o. Eya bisa o, they make yi say, "But my first service for you to bisa o when you brainstorming." I mean, for yembebu platform bi ebe ko bi ese omoko. Ebeye den ye tumi ama mbebu yaba. When you nyina nye meeting. Ufiti preoccupant first episode, put the strategies there, put the modalities there, put the management team there, and let it stand tall, let it be unique. And I'm telling you, that's all normal to me grow into 2,000 and 3,000. Oh, come on, you can do it. Man, you will do it. You will do it. You will do it. I know when I pray, may Bompire say, I want to see a model church in this presbytery. I want to see one church, your church. I want to see when you are giving a church, that you can model your church to become a youth-friendly church, that you can model your church, that your church will speak English. Your church will. You have one service that speaks English. That makes it more friendly because what are they saying? And they entry you want to get to a free tree him a friend is saying 10. Soon sorry ye me soon and you know any problem you home. But the same song you can get an English version. Teach the people to understand, write, get it behind the program or show it on a projector and let people sing. Get a good pianist to play and let it flow and make the service so lovely. I preach about me, I preach 30 minutes, Master, say 15 minutes about me, I can the same thing in a summary form. A day, try to time yourself. And make your church a lovely church. You always become a model. Help implement strategies. That's communication. Once you communicate well, it helps incorporating branding. Branding is to get a commodity to stand out. Let the old commodity, make it new. Helps to develop global competence. Helps in crisis management. I went to a place and I was advising that at least our ushers can dress very well. They can look at some modern style of dressing and put on. There was one usher on the board, and the person nearly fought me. Papa, make a choice. Say, I deal with Oko Bantma, Sa Nieshe, Oba Kanishia. I'm so over. I'm trying to say that we can rebrand. According to for the personal attack. And this is some of the things we are going to face. These are some of the things we'll be facing. Push at the end to the right sense. So you face it on an sem and a oka. Did their own 25 years ago, no, 30 years ago, no, and one will crave. But look at that. Go to these one-man churches. We are not comparing ourselves blindly, but look at how smart the ushers look like. And so the youth would want to be part of it. They've given them a different name, Royal Angels, angels in the house of God. They receive you. A question patakari, any idea big what Masa sisi asofo kra ye ja patakari akase no kra hye ade na o hya o ko hye no patakari no wogina wo wa dress kama kama no ko hye atade blue se blue black o se no de aguso but you can but me apam tade bia ma o hye sa say every first Sunday bi o mo hye sa tade no na obe oni pe be tumrika sorry na yi sika ne apam sa tade e de shop the appearance of the ushers alone communicates non-verbal communication and no kwake communicate over there. Yamin Crawford, and I'm chess we are makoma because I believe say a to me a boy be brave. A to me a boy. When you communicate very well, it avoids unnecessary stress, right? It helps research and development. It helps it because you communicate carefully and they all have the channels of communication. Helps in effective business, helps in effective business, helps in also in the international and national market. Because once you do that and you communicate very well, the members of the church themselves, they will sell it out. They will tell people, "Oh, come to our church. We're doing very well." I bet one said, "Oba, for between I drive it 2 hours, 3 hours, Aquasoro, baby." It will shock you. They will go. Why? I bet drive it 2 hours, so 3 hours, Aquasoro, baby, 1.5 hours. Because of what the person gets from there. Sorry, yeah, Mama approach sorry no mama any different kakra. You can use the same liturgy. Who told you that? You can use the liturgy and the liturgy will not be sweet. You can use the liturgy and add some energy to the liturgy. Last year I was teaching liturgy. We did a practical aspect. If liturgy nankasa, you go through the liturgy no. What kind liturgy now? Now kana yeah die. I catch yourself scratching one kind of guinea. Yeah, that master whatever you are reading and put some music, some songs, some nice one, contemporary ones, hymns. You can lift some hymns that you see that yes, the hymns you are lifting are yes hymns of old, yet they are powerful. They are powerful because of the way you are familiar with the words and how you have command over it. It reduces employee turnover. Turnover, I just try to use a very simple way of explaining it, that turnover is the rate at which employees move in and out. Because you hire an employee today, they come, and tomorrow they go, another one, you spend a lot of money. So once you communicate very well, it will reduce employee turnover and you get good. So next time when we meet, we're looking at writing effective business communication. And that is writing a minute or minute writing and minute procedure or meeting procedure. Meeting procedure. These are all areas that can help us. So ladies and gentlemen, I may bring my long lecture to a close here and then take it off YouTube. The essence of bringing it on YouTube is that you'll be able to go back because I was running through to make sure I cover this area. So thank you. I'm taking it off YouTube. You may please go back and please listen, subscribe to the page, listen when you are driving, listen when you are sleeping, and I'm sure